allegedly would take dead bodies from the morgue. He would go into the hospital and take dead bodies out of the morgue, and they would take the dead bodies on a boat, and they would do SRA, satanic ritualistic abuse, and they would have sex with the dead bodies and drink the blood. And they would take live children out there, supposedly. If you scare the kid and you create the adrenaline, once you drink the blood, it supposedly has anti-aging benefits.
All right, guys, with Prime Stein.
Pimp on a blam. Dude, I'm with my man, Sean Mike Kelly. I can't wait to do this. We're back at it again. But Sean, your clips have been crushing, dude. You had Nick Fuentes on. Those clips did really well. Your podcast is always on fire. I really enjoy your clips. Yeah, 607 Ankh was hilarious. That guy is freaking awesome. But, he's caused me some problems because Charleston White is one of my good friends. You know Charleston. And I love Charleston. And I actually got Ankh to apologize to Charleston, but then Ankh goes and talks more crap. So it's just so annoying. It's like, Ankh, Charleston actually probably would. My point is, I'm getting convoluted. Charleston and Ankh aren't that different, really. Even though they have different messages, they're both outspoken. They're both unapologetically themselves. So really and truly, they're actually more ideologically aligned than you might think. So I would like to make a unity of Ankh and Charleston and Primetime Stein all coming together, because that is some of the best content in the world. Especially Charleston, especially Ankh.
You and I guys moderate a debate of theirs.
I would love to do that. And the thing is, Charleston has gotten mad at Ankh, but Charleston's on fire. Charleston's the top guy. He's with Aiden right now, so I get why he doesn't want to kind of go down and debate Ankh, But at the same time, I think it'd be great content. So I wish Charleston would. I wish you would interact with him a little more, but I get it. Ankh said he wants to have gay sex with Charleston. Charleston's not gay, so I get it. Why Charleston doesn't want to deal with him. But I know that Ankh doesn't want to actually have sex with him, so that's why I think there's no need to fear of getting by a 607 Ankh, Charleston.
Could you take Charleston White in the boxing ring?
No, he's the best fighter I've ever seen in my life. Did you see him beat Kodiak Red? Charleston White, I'm not kidding. Charleston White is the best fighter in the world that only has eyesight in one of his eyes. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. He beat Kodiak Red, and Kodiak Red has both of his eyes. So that shows you that Charleston White is a badass. I would not want to fight him. He would kick my ass.
He's the GOAT, man.
He's the GOAT.
This Epstein stuff is crazy.
Dude, I'm really frustrated about it. Obviously I voted for Donald Trump, but what I voted for was redemption. I voted for transparency, and right now we're not getting it. But I do feel like we have to be patient, because if you're honest about how the government works, and I'm not a governmental expert, but there is a deep state. So even though you become president, that doesn't mean all of a sudden you're just going to get all these files and that you can just release them. There's classified levels of information. There's rules to this information, which sucks. I wish there wasn't classified information. I wish there was full transparency, but I'm going to have to hurry up and wait. But did you hear the latest thing is Dan Bongino went after Pam Bondi?
No way.
Yeah, so what happened was yesterday or a couple days ago, that this was like a secret meeting between Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino, and it basically allegedly ended with Dan Bongino saying, I'm going to quit. And he didn't quit, but that's how heated it got. Wow. He said that he wouldn't work there anymore. And
respect.
Yeah, and so they say that he is still working there, so he didn't technically quit. But I hope Dan Bongino does what he said he was going to do, and I do have faith in him to try to expose this stuff. But we have to be patient, which nobody wants to hear. Nobody wants to hear be patient. Patience is annoying as shit. So I don't want to be patient. I want to know who was on that airplane. I don't give a damn if you're a conservative. I don't give a damn if you're a liberal, if you're progressive. If you're doing something with kids, you deserve to go to jail. You deserve the death penalty, in my opinion. So I want transparency. I don't care who gets affected by the geopolitical fallout. But that's really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
There's other foreign countries involved in this. You might know those countries. You might not know those countries. But I'll tell you this much. Once this cookie crumbles, a lot of high-profile people will go down, and those high-profile people are powerful, and they're doing everything they can right now to stop this information from getting released. And it's working. The deep state's winning, but let's just have faith. It's the first quarter. If we're in the fourth quarter, if we're in the fourth year, and this is still happening, I would be a little more worried. But let's remember, we are still in the first quarter, guys.
Who do you know 100% is on the Epstein list?
Well, Jimmy Kimmel's chef is that was on there, who's friends with a bunch of people. But we know that Chris Tucker was on the plane. We know Kevin Spacey was on the plane. We know RFK Jr. was on the plane. I hate to say that, and I like RFK, but then they just approved Moderna vaccines for like babies. So listen, I don't know how much I'm starting to trust these guys, because RFK said he was going to give us all this medical transparency, and now they're approving mRNA vaccines for babies. I think that's in the wrong direction that we want to go in.
I haven't heard of anyone getting the C word in 2 years.
No. And listen, the vaccine's safe and effective for a lot of people, and for some people, not so much. So, you know, it is what it is.
All right, guys, Sean Kelly here, host of the Digital Social Hour podcast. Just filmed 33 amazing episodes at Student Action Summit. Shout out to Code Health, you know, sponsor of these episodes, but also I took them before filming each day. Felt amazing. Just filmed 20 episodes straight, and I'm not even tired, honestly. So Code Health, amazing products. I also take these at home, especially when I traveled. I used to get sick every time I flew, and I started taking that. First time, I haven't had a runny nose, knock on wood. One standout element, I mean, it's so easy. You know, you got the travel pack here, but you could just take this, fit it in your pocket if you need to. Also, all natural, like only saline solution in there. So you don't got to worry about any crazy side effects or anything. Yeah, Code's unique. With supplements, there's a lot of who knows what's in those ingredients. Code Health, I haven't seen much like this, where it's just based off, you know, the codes that are in the saline solution. So I would say they're very unique. It's going to be the future of health and medicine. Code Health has been awesome.
Feel the drop and go code yourself.
It's buyer beware. And I'm not a doctor. You don't take my medical advice, but I'll tell you this much. RFK was saying a lot of really important stuff when it comes to the MMR vaccine, when it comes to the effects of those, like autism. And now he's kind of changing his tune. So do vaccines have side effects? Of course, they put that they have side effects on there. Are the side effects as rampant as the medical industry says, or as the conspiracy theorists say? I'll let you decide.
As someone that lives in Texas, was the recent flood artificially created?
Oh, 100%. See, this is actually a good clip. Now I really want to talk about something. Now, the floods in Kerrville, Texas was an absolute travesty. And I don't want to blame the politicians, but when you see this guy, Augusto Dorico, and he works for a company called Rainmaker, and I'm not saying Augustus is responsible for the death of those kids. I'm not saying that. But he does have a company that makes more rain. And it was operating 48 hours in an area that had a flood like they had never seen. The second biggest flood to that was 15 feet. This flood was 26 feet. It rose in 90 minutes, and that they were doing weather manipulation 48 hours before. That makes me very skeptical of what is going on. And I don't want anybody going into our atmosphere and spraying silver iodine. I don't give a damn. I'm not a scientist. I don't need to be a scientist. Like these people online, they'll say, Alex, why are you blaming cloud seeding for the floods in Kerrville? And I'm like, do you think cloud seeding makes it rain less or more? It makes it rain more. And they had a devastating flood where 27 children were murdered by this. And I'm not saying Rainmaker murdered her. I'm just saying this flood killed 27 children. And 2 of those children, their parents, I went to school with at Highland Park High School. And it's absolutely disgusting because these are parents that would do anything to protect their kids. They sent their kids to the safest camp, Camp Mystic, a camp that's been open for 99 years.
Damn.
Couldn't be a safer place. And they go to camp to have fun, to do, you know, Bible study, to do plays, to do talent shows. And tragically, they die. And there's somebody manipulating the weather, and they're going on a tour, basically saying that they had no responsibility. And maybe they didn't, maybe they did. I don't know. But I just know that cloud seeding makes it rain more. And we just had a devastating flood that seemed to me very unnatural.
That's messed up, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if they could control hurricanes.
For sure. Like they've said that they've been able to manipulate the weather since the 1940s. And, you know, you see Bill Gates, not Donald Trump, excuse me, Bill Gates wants to spray stuff in the atmosphere to block the sun.
Yep.
To stop global warming. And, you know, the conspiracy of chemtrails, a lot of people say chemtrails aren't real. All you have to do is look at the additives that they put in jet fuel. Those additives are absolutely toxic. So even if they're not just pressing a button and spraying a special chemical, just the natural exhaust from airplanes are toxic to us. So there's toxic chemicals in the skies. There's fluoride in our water. There's atrazine turning the frogs gay. Like it sounds like an Alex Jones conspiracy, but this is real. And we need RFK to actually do something about it and stop approving vaccines for babies.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bill Gates, what do you think of the artificial meat he's making?
You know, the artificial meat, this is a, you're hitting a soft spot for me. Now I have to get emotional because I am Primetime 99. You might not know this. I'm the plant-based pimp. I've been a vegetarian for over 8 years, but I don't eat the Beyond Meat because it tastes okay, but the way it digests, it's like eating meat glue. It like sticks to your insides. It like when you defecate the fake meat, and I've done it before, and I'm not trying to sound gross, your defecation is weird. It's almost like pooping out a Lego is how I would describe it. You know what I mean? It's very unnatural and it looks weird and your stool is a different color. So this artificial meat is not good. And me as a vegetarian is saying that it actually holds more weight than a person that doesn't eat that stuff. So I'm against Beyond Meat. I don't like the artificial meat. When I go to places, I eat a black bean burger. I eat, whatever, broccoli frittata. I eat eggs, but I don't eat the fake meat because there's...
The Tri-Light from Therasage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared from 580 to 980 nanometers. Optimal penetration, enhanced energy, skin rejuvenation, pain relief, better performance, quicker recovery, and so much more. Therasage has been leading the game for over 25 years, and this panel is FDA listed and USB powered. Ultra soft and flexible and ultra portable. On-body red light therapy I use daily and I take it everywhere I travel. This is the Thera O3 ozone module from Therasage. It's a portable ozone and negative ion therapy in one. It boosts oxygen, clears and sanitizes the air, and even helps your mood. It's a total game changer at home or on the go. This little device is the Thera O3 ozone module by Therasage, and it's one of my favorite wellness tools. In the sauna, it boosts ozone absorption through your skin up to 10 times, oxygenating your blood and supporting deep detox. Outside the sauna, it purifies the air, killing germs, bacteria, viruses, and mold, and it improves mood and sleep with negative ion therapy. It's compact, rechargeable, and perfect for travel, planes, offices, hotel rooms, you name it. It's like carrying clean energy wherever you go. This is the Thera H2 Go from Therasage, the only bottle with molecular hydrogen structured water and red light in one. It hydrates, energizes, and detoxes water upgraded. The Thera H2 Go from Therasage isn't just a water bottle, it's next level hydration. It infuses your water with molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. That means less oxidative stress, more energy, and faster recovery. But here's what makes it stand out. It's the only bottle that also structures your water and adds red light to supercharge it. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it.
So much meat glue, toxic chemicals in it. And it makes you feel very weird in your stomach. It's have you ever had Beyond Meat?
Once, and it was awful.
That's what I'm saying. It digests very weird because it's like plastic. So it's not actually like food.
Their stock's down 99% for a reason.
Yeah. And even McDonald's tried to come out with that plant-based burger and it actually did okay, but they couldn't keep up with the demand because it was just like I said, they can't produce this fake meat without just a bunch of horrible chemicals. So, it's not good stuff. I don't like the fake meat.
Wow, plant-based in Texas.
I know. And that's all the conservatives make fun of me. They call me a soy boy. But this is why. And this is the reason why I stopped eating meat is in 2015, and I think I stopped around 2017, right before the pandemic. It was 2017, 2018 when I stopped eating meat. But I was watching a lot of documentaries. But I was also watching a lot about Pizzagate and Hillary Clinton and about how these politicians like to drink the adrenalized blood of children. Now, whether you believe that or not, part of the theory, and these guys like Jimmy Savile or Jeffrey Epstein, and Jimmy Savile was one of the most powerful predators ever. Are you familiar with Jimmy Savile?
No.
He was a guy that had a show. He was like the Carson Daly of London, but he was older. He had a show called Top of the Pops. He was a top 40 DJ, basically. This is the Beatles, or this is the... He would, have musicians on, and it was a very popular show on the BBC. And on the show, he would often have kids. And Jimmy Savile was best friends with Prince Charles. He was actually, this Jimmy Savile guy was knighted by the Queen of England. During his whole career, he had accusations of being a pedophile the whole time. Yeah. Even kids said that, they were molested by him. Nobody ever investigated, never got in trouble. Then shortly after his death, it all got revealed that Jimmy Savile was the biggest predator to ever exist on planet Earth. That he was a porter at the Royal Children's Hospital, and Jimmy Savile allegedly would take dead bodies from the morgue. He would go into the hospital and take dead bodies out of the morgue, and they would take the dead bodies on a boat, and they would do SRA, satanic ritualistic abuse, and they would have sex with the dead bodies and drink the blood. And they would take live children out there, supposedly. And the reason why they like the adrenalized blood, if you scare the kid and you create the adrenaline, once you drink the blood, it supposedly has anti-aging benefits. Now, how that ties into why I stopped eating meat is when the cows are factory farmed, they see each other get killed and they start to have adrenaline. And so you get that adrenalized blood. So you're actually accidentally eating cow adrenochrome, whether you want to admit it or not. And this is the thing. I love cows. I love animals. So that's why I stopped eating meat. But once you go to McDonald's, when you get a burger at McDonald's, there's an old conspiracy that there's human meat in McDonald's. That's not true. What is true is that sometimes in the processing of the meat, a man gets his hand cut. And there have been people that have taken the meat and they've tested it and they've seen human DNA in that meat. And not only have they seen human DNA.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.
In the meat of a McDonald's hamburger, they have also seen DNA fragments from over 1,000 different cows in one hamburger.
Jeez.
1,000 different cows from the processing when they get a McDonald's burger. So you're having the suffering and adrenochrome of 1,000 dead cows every time you bite into that Big Mac. And I know it's delicious and I know you're not going to stop eating it. I'm not telling you to stop eating it because I'm not one of those guys that's going to go here and try to preach about being a plant-based pimp. But I'm just saying, when you know that every time you bite in that McDonald's cheeseburger, you're killing and eating the dead blood of 1,000 cows, I can't get that out of my head. And so now that's why I don't eat meat.
Wow. That's the best argument I've heard, to be honest.
Yes, but I think meat actually is unhealthy to not eat meat. I really do. Like I might, if I go back, I might go back to eating fish. Now, the one thing that I do, the one exception that I have is I will sometimes eat oysters because oysters do not have a central nervous system. So some people consider oysters vegan. You know, I don't know if they technically are vegan. I think they are a living organism, but they don't have any pain or central nervous system. So I don't really necessarily feel guilty about eating oysters.
I know you're big on X. What do you think of all this hate that Dave Portnoy is getting right now?
Oh, Dave, I mean, you know, he hates me. Do you know a little bit about our backstory? But he invited me on his podcast and uninvited me because he thought I was too political, which doesn't make sense. He's interviewing Donald Trump, but go figure, Dave Portnoy is a hypocrite. So then I take a homeless, naked black man into his office and we storm the Barstool headquarters, and he didn't take it as a joke. He got really mad about it. And he banned everybody at Barstool from even talking about me.
Damn.
Fast forward a couple of years, now I've been able to kind of, you know, mend the fences a little bit with Barstool, not so much with Dave. And then all of a sudden, Dave sees a sign that says F, and he says he wants to send all these kids to Auschwitz in Poland on a all expense paid vacation. And he got absolutely lambasted and roasted for this take because Dave Portnoy wants to act like such a victim for seeing some stupid sign. Like, it's a joke. And Dave Portnoy is not a victim. He's got $400 million. I'm sick of him going around and acting like he's AOC. I mean, give me a break, dude.
I've never seen him get this much hate. I thought he was uncancelable, to be honest.
Well, he kind of still is uncancelable. Like, even though he's getting the hate right now, I think Dave Portnoy obviously can still recover. But if you see the comments on his pizza reviews, dude, they're bad now. And like, once again, Dave still has a lot of support. But gosh, it's just Jew, blah, blah. I mean, it's tough. You read Dave's comments now, and I get those sometimes. Like, you know, anything when you're creating content, you have these like ebbs and flows. If you have a viral moment that's not one that you want to go viral, and then the hate will come in relentlessly for about a month maybe, and then it dies down. Like after I called AOC a big booty Latina, for about 2 weeks, it was pretty relentless, but then people move on, you know? So people will move on from Dave, then Dave will do something stupid again, and people will re-get on his case, and people will forget about it. It's just a never-ending cycle. And honestly, I think Dave getting canceled, kind of, quote-unquote canceled, this is probably good for business, right? We're talking about Dave right now. This is what Dave wants. Dave bought his company back for $1. Like, Dave's not financially worried about anything. And so his reputation being slandered, the guy has sex tapes that have been leaked. He doesn't care. He's basically like a porn star. So, you know, Dave, I wish Dave would accept my apology. I think he works hard, but I think he does deserve some of this backlash for being such a soy boy beta baby back bitch. You know what I mean?
You still undefeated in college campus debates?
I am still Charlie Kirk, the world's greatest college debater, and I will be challenging the one and the only Charlie Kirk. I think this weekend, I'm not sure exactly what time, but Charlie Kirk versus Charlie Kirk, the ultimate showdown of the two greatest college debaters going one-on-one. So that will be something to see.
What's the topic?
Life, you know, life, probably neoconservatism, probably Israel's influence in American politics. A lot of stuff, probably the vaccine. We'll probably talk about a wide array of topics. So just everything that encompasses your life politically, culturally, will be brought up in the debate.
That'll be a good one. Two undefeated people going at it.
I know. It's the battle of the Titans, and I know who's going to come on top. Charlie Kirk.
Where can people find you, brother?
Pimp on a Blimp, Primetime Stein on Instagram. Everybody go follow Sean Michael. This guy works so hard. He's a networking king. And I just want to say this. It's always a privilege and pleasure for coming on your show.
Coming on, bro.
Thank you.
Check him out, guys. Peace.